You want to commit suicide? Why don't you just open a window and jump? It's so much faster and cleaner than getting on the witness stand.
Nora, what makes you think I'm going to self-destruct?
What makes you think you won't?
Because I'm an intelligent, articulate woman. I've got a story to tell.
Write your memoirs. Sell your story to the television, because I will not, and I cannot let you take that stand.
Nora, I know that you're trying to protect me, but there is still a chance that that jury will go into that room, put their collective minds together, and decide that I murdered Victor.
Yes, there's always that chance.
Well, it's a chance I can't afford to take.
You're forgetting the last testimony that they heard. Lee Chapin, Victor Lord's butler, said that he knows you were not in the room when Victor Lord died.
But what if the jury focuses on Hank's cross-examination? Hank made a mockery of Chapin's age, his memory, his facts. No, I have got to do everything in my power to reinforce Chapin's testimony by telling my version of what happened that night.
And what makes you think the jury's going to listen to you? You haven't exactly been winning little gold stars from those 12 chairs over there.
All the more reason for me to testify. It's our chance to show the jury the real Dorian Lord.
That's what I'm afraid of. Dorian, I win cases. That's what I do. I fight for my client, and I win. And I will not have you blow hundreds of hours of my work to satisfy your ego.
Nora, if you lose this case, it's just another case to you. But it's my life, and I'm not going to let them take it away from me without putting up a fight. Nora, please put me on the stand.
Well, what's her alternative? I mean, Nora's used all of her witnesses. All she can do is rest her case.
Well, Bo says there's one more witness on Nora's list.
What about it, Hank? What if Nora puts Dorian on the stand?
Well, I don't think she will. I mean, Nora knows that with Dorian there's a risk of self-destruction. Now, Nora, she's many things.
All rise.
Dumb isn't one of them.
Be seated.
Remember?
No theatrics, I know. Nora, I promised I'd behave myself, didn't I?
You'd better. Or else those 12 faces over there will all be saying the same thing. Guilty.
Miss Gannon, if you have no further witnesses, I suggest we expedite matters and go right to summation.
Actually, Your Honor, I do have one last witness. The most important witness of all. The defense calls Dorian Lord.
Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
Please be seated. Please state your name for the record.
Dorian Lord.
You may begin questioning of your witness, Miss Gannon.
So you worked continually, putting yourself through medical school and becoming a doctor. That was about, what, 20 years ago, wasn't it?
Yes.
And where was your first position, a staff position?
Landview Hospital.
Well, that must have been a very important event in your life.
Oh, it was, most definitely. I mean, there were many obstacles along the way. There were the financial hurdles, all of them, and then there were family tragedies. So when I came on staff at Landview Hospital, it was the realization of a dream. It truly was.
What made you want to become a doctor?
I wanted to help people, to make their lives better. And may I say that when I was doing that, I was very happy.
Your Honor, Mrs. Lord's desire to heal and help is hardly why we're here.
Is that an objection, Mr. Gannon?
Your Honor, I'd simply like to move on to the issue at hand, if we may.
Well, you read my mind, Mr. Gannon. We'll move on. How did you tell us about your first meeting with Victor Lord?
My first? I'm not sure that I can do that. I think that we probably met at some social function or at the hospital. But I can give you the exact date that I came to know Victor very well.
Tell us about that.
It was March 3rd, 1975. Victor Lord suffered a massive heart attack in my home.
Ah, yes. The prosecution's witness, Victoria Lord Buchanan, admitted that you saved his life. Would you agree with that?
Most definitely. He had a blockage of the left ventricle to the heart. It caused it to collapse, triggering a heart attack. Victor was essentially minutes from death.
And what did you do?
I applied CPR. That's when you press very hard. You strike the patient just below the sternum. That's right here, in an effort to force the heart to start beating again. I did that, but it wasn't enough. So I had to kneel over Victor and press very forcefully on his heart, pumping it over and over and over again. Basically, I was pumping his blood for him, breathing for him. Eventually, his heart did start to beat again, and an ambulance arrived just a few minutes later, and he was saved.
My goodness, I'm sure Victor Lord was very grateful that you'd been there.
Absolutely. And I think that it explains the rather extraordinary bond that the two of us felt from that time on.
You became very close?
Oh, yes.
And you fell in love?
Yes, we did.
And then you were married?
Yes. And although his family felt that I had only married him for his money, well, not his whole family, his daughter, Victoria. But it wasn't true. He was a good man, and I loved him.
Thank you, Mrs. Thorpe.
I never understood why she chose to ignore the fact that I had saved his life, or why she hated me for loving him and letting him live the last few months of his life happily married.
Mrs. Lord.
Unless it was just the money. I mean, she always was very determined to inherit all of it.
Objection.
Sustained. Witness will answer the questions and not make speeches.
Of course, I'm sorry, Your Honor. It just does seem obvious that that was what she was interested in all along. The money.
Objection, Your Honor. Move to strike.
I will have order in the court. Order, or I will clear the court. I'll have it quiet in here. Quiet. I have warned this assembly.
I warned you, Dorian. No
enough.
tricks, no games.
Mrs. Lord, you will only answer questions put to you by the attorney.
Yes, Your Honor.
Proceed.
Thank you, Your Honor. Mrs. Lord, how long were you and Victor Lord married?
7 months, 4 days. We both knew that we didn't have very long, but he was very brave.
During this 7-month marriage, did you spend a lot of time together?
We were virtually inseparable.
Oh, yeah.
That was the only way that Victor would have it.
She bullied my father into isolation. She wouldn't let Tony see him, and then she wouldn't let me see him.
And after his heart attack, he had to cut back on his time spent on business at the Banner, yes?
Oh, yes, he tired very easily. I tried to encourage him to keep his attention up at the Banner, but he said that it didn't matter to him anymore and that he wanted to spend more time with me.
And aside from you, whom else did he spend his time with?
In all honesty, virtually no one. And that was his choice.
Liar. What about his children?
Victor was in a very fragile state, and being with people who disturbed him was really out of the question.
Objection, Your Honor. Mrs. Lord's commentary on Mr. Lord's state of mind is supposition.
No, excuse me. I'm sorry, that's not true. Your Honor, Victor told me himself that he did not wish to see Viki or Tony, but most especially Viki.
Yes, all right, I'll allow this.
Mrs. Lord, did Victor Lord ever indicate to you that he did not want to see his daughter Victoria at all?
Yes.
Why was that?
Because Victor was very deeply disturbed by Vicky's marriage to Joe Riley. They argued about it. Oh, time and time again. Finally, Victor he said he did not want to see Vicky anymore. It was just too painful.
Oh, painful how?
It's what caused his first stroke.
Mrs. Lord, are you saying that the stroke that ultimately ended Victor Lord's life was caused by his agitation over his daughter's marriage?
I hate to say something like this right here out in the open, but since Vicky is the one who forced this trial, my answer is yes. That is exactly what happened.
Objection,
Oh,
Your Honor.
no, Your Honor, I'm sorry. This witness is a doctor, and she was intimately acquainted with the medical and psychological condition of the deceased. Therefore, I say that this line of questioning is entirely relevant to this case.
Continue.
Thank you, Your Honor. Mrs. Lord, when you say that his daughter and her husband upset Victor Lord, what exactly do you mean?
I mean that when he saw Victoria, his daughter, he had a negative physical reaction. His heart would start to beat faster, his breathing would become erratic. It was really quite dramatic.
Thank you.
As in the case of that first stroke, Vicky and Joe had just left after visiting, and Victor was railing and railing about how much he disliked Joe and how he was sure that Joe was going to hurt Vicky someday, and how frustrated he was that Vicky wouldn't or couldn't listen to him, and how deeply, deeply disappointed he was in his daughter. He became very agitated, very upset. He worked himself up into such a state of anxiety that right before my very eyes, he suffered a massive stroke.
You miserable liar! You're a lying, murdering liar!
I'm ordering the court. Mrs. Buchanan, I will have you escorted out of this courtroom and banned from these proceedings if there is another outburst. Is that understood? Now, Miss Gannon, is there any possibility that we could end these proceedings before midnight?
Oh, yes, Your Honor. I'm just going to roll this right along. Mrs. Lord, I have to ask you some questions about the period following Victor Lord's first stroke. I would like some short and specific answers. Understood?
Of course.
Thank you. As Victor Lord's primary caregiver, did you make arrangements for care upon his release from the hospital?
Yes, I hired Victor a private duty nurse.
Was that Ethel Crawford?
Yes.
And how long did Ethel Crawford care for Victor Lord?
At home?
Yes.
A month. Because during that time, he suffered a second, much more severe stroke and had to be readmitted into the hospital.
Ethel Crawford testified in this court that Victor Lord had that second stroke because you withheld medication from him. Do you disagree with that assertion?
I most certainly do. It's completely untrue. On the day that Victor had his second stroke, I did everything in my power to save his life, as I did on the day he had his first stroke, as I did on the day that he had his heart attack earlier that year.
All right, all right. So Victor Lord was admitted into Landview Hospital and he was stabilized. How much time did you spend with him at the hospital?
I kept a vigil at his bedside.
I see. And did Victor Lord insist on seeing only you as he had when he was recuperating at home?
He was unconscious from the time of that second stroke.
I see. So in fact, the visitors who had so upset him when he was at home, his daughter and his son, and Vicky and Tony, and Vicky's husband, Joe, could now visit him at the hospital without upsetting him in the manner you just described, because the man was comatose.
That's right.
And yet other visitors were in the room often, were they not, without anyone raising a question.
That's true.
All right, why don't we move on? Let's move on to the night that Victor Lord died. Were you in the hospital with him?
As always.
Did you leave his room from 8 p.m. to 9 p.m.?
Yes.
Where did you go?
I had been sitting by his bed for hours, and I had become despondent. As a physician, I knew that each day that he spent in a coma, his chances of recovery became more remote. I was filled with such sadness that I thought some fresh air would do me good.
So you left the room?
Yes.
What time was this?
9:15 p.m.
Are you certain about the time?
Yes, I am. I'm certain about everything that happened from then on because it turned out to be the last hour of my dear husband's life.
Where did you go when you left the room?
I went into the corridor and down the stairs. I sat on a bench outside the hospital doors. I was just trying to collect my thoughts.
Did anyone see you there?
Oh, Miss Gannon, please, this all happened 18 years ago. Little did I think then that I would be sitting here now, defending myself against these unjust, cruel charges.
So no one saw you?
I'm sure that many people saw me, but I would be hard-pressed to produce witnesses now.
How long were you away from Victor Lord's room?
Not more than 15 minutes.
And when you went back inside, did you speak to anyone before you went back into Victor Lord's room?
Yes. I spoke to Joe Riley briefly in the hallway. And then suddenly there were shouts coming from Victor's room. And they told me that Victor was gone. I mean, this man whose hand that I had held for days and days, trying to will him to come back to me, was gone. And I hadn't even had a chance to say goodbye. I would have liked that. I would have liked to have said goodbye.
Miss Gannon, if we take a brief recess, do you think your client will be able to continue?
Yes, Your Honor.
Very well. Court is recessed for 15 minutes.
All rise.
What do you think you're doing?
I was just trying to answer your question.
Don't play games, Dorian. If you think just because I put you on the stand now you can take control of the case, you better think again.
Nora,
You're lying. Now stop it. You told me you hated Victor, so let's just cut the weeping widow routine, shall we?
All right. But you must admit the jury's looking at me very differently now.
Dorian is doing it again. She is getting away with murder all over again.
I'll just try to stay calm. Hank hasn't had his turn yet.
Sloan's right. Give Dorian enough rope and eventually she'll hang herself.
Do you think so? Have you looked at the jury? Dorian has convinced them. It is written all over their faces.
Dorian's putting on quite a show, huh? Yeah. But you know what the funny thing is?
What?
Nora looks like she doesn't know what's coming half the time.
That's just great. I bet she's ready to kill right now. So you think you're going to be able to break Dorian down?
Well, buddy, let's hope so. Let's just hope so.
I want simple answers. I mean it. One word, one syllable, if at all possible.
All right, Nora, but I just want to make sure I make things clear to the jury.
Oh, yeah, right. I'm sure. You just make sure the answers are short and to the point.
Of course.
Mrs. Lord sure seems determined to have her day in court, don't you think?
I don't talk to reporters about my aunt, all right? Excuse me.
Mrs. Lord, do you feel well enough to continue?
Yes, Your Honor. Furthermore... Yes, Your Honor.
Very well. Proceed, Miss Gannon.
Thank you. Dorian, why don't we just cut right to the chase? Why were you paying Ethel Crawford $60,000 a year for 18 years?
Because I thought it was the right thing to do. To protect myself and the Lord family. You see, I knew that Irene Clayton had been in the hospital that night.
Excuse me. We're talking about the Irene Manning Clayton that the butler said had had a long affair with Victor Lord?
Yes, I knew all about that affair. But at the time of Victor's first stroke, he begged me. I mean, he literally begged me not to let that information be known. You see, he knew how deeply it would upset his daughter, Victoria.
So you paid Ethel Crawford the blackmail because...
Because it was what Victor wanted me to do. He was dead, and he hadn't wanted a scandal. I'm sorry. I know that it was the wrong thing to do, but I was only trying to protect Victor Lord's good name, and I'm deeply sorry for it. Deeply.
All right, well, why don't we move on, and let's move on to why you went to Victor's mausoleum the night before his body was to be exhumed.
I went for the same reason that Viki went. To pay my respects to a good man whose final resting place was about to be violated.
Let's just go over something once more to really clarify this. All right. Mrs. Lord, were you in Victor Lord's hospital room when he died?
No.
Did you wish him dead?
Oh, dear God, no.
Mrs. Lord, did you kill Victor Lord?
No, I did not kill Victor Lord. I swear it. I swear it on the life of my child. No.
Miss Gannon, is there a problem?
No, Your Honor. As a matter of fact, I have no further questions at this time. But may I request to have a private word with my client before cross-examination begins, please?
No objection, Your Honor.
Very well.
Thank you. All right, Dorian, we got through that one, okay? And now Hank is going to do everything he possibly can to rip everything that you said into tiny little paper shreds. Now, I know seeing Cassie here is very, very distracting, but I really need you to be focused. Dorian, get the old zombie out of me now, okay?
It's all right. It's all right. I'm fine.
Okay. Just answer Hank's questions, all right? That's all. Just answer it, and don't, no matter what, no matter how Hank provokes you, don't get defensive. You're guilty as sin. All right? Here we go, Dorian. Now just restrain yourself. Thank you, Your Honor.
You're looking a little worried, Bo.
I think Nora let Dorian blindside her. But Hank will come through.
Let's just cut the charade.
Objection.
Sustained.
Withdrawn. Mrs. Lord.
You say you visited Victor Lord's mausoleum on the night before his exhumation to pay your last respects.
Yes.
Then would you please explain to the jury why you needed a can of caustic lye to pay your last respects? Or how about this lug wrench, Mrs. Lord? Would you explain to this jury why you need these with you? Mrs. Lord, we're waiting for an answer.
I have no idea how those things got into the crypt.
Now, why am I having a hard time believing that?
I don't know. The only thing that I can think of...
Yes?
Well, I hate saying something like this, but my back was towards the door, and I did not see her come in, but it does seem entirely possible that Victoria Lord Buchanan brought them with her. She has always said that she would do anything to destroy me. Obviously, this included bringing false evidence.
All right, let me... that you think Victor Lord's brought these items to plant as you.
I hate to say such things about people, but since I did not bring them with me and she was the only other person there, I'm sorry, but you did ask the question.
Why would Victoria Buchanan do such a thing?
That's simple. She's always hated me. I have always been the wicked stepmother. I stole her father's love.
Oh, so this is not a murder trial. It's all a fairy tale.
Let's hope it has a happy ending.
I don't like the way this is turning around for Dorian at all.
Mrs. Lord, this is a signed statement from Ernie Harvard.
I'm sorry, I don't know anybody by that name.
March 17th. You attempted to hire this man to break into your husband's mausoleum.
My goodness. I certainly did nothing of the kind. I mean, what an absolutely ghoulish thought, beyond belief, that I would hire some lowlife to break into my husband.
Attempted to hire, I said. But he refused. And if it wasn't to break in, then why did you call him? Now, I can show you the phone records. What did you want Mr. Harbert to do for you? Help you commune with the soul of your dead husband?
Yes, go right ahead. Show the jury just how snide and sarcastic it can be.
Okay, fine. We can just get back to this later. Mrs. Lord, we've got plenty of statements to get through, right? Hey, but why snag right away? We have affidavits from bankers, stockbrokers, airline employees. Apparently, you tried to gather and hide large sums of money abroad, planning to follow that money there.
No. I was attempting to diversify my investments at all.
Mrs. Lord, tried to skip bail. You were on your way out of... I caught you at the airport myself.
All right. I admit it. I had lost all faith in the judicial system. I felt that Viki had used all of her influence on the press, on you, on the police department. I did not have a lawyer yet who was willing to represent me. I'm sorry, I am only human, and I made a mistake. I decided that it was better to run.
No!
To escape.
No, that's a lie! Mother! She's saying that to protect me. She was trying to help me because I didn't want them to take my baby. My mother, don't lie. Mother, you have to tell the truth. You were thinking your hands on her. Get your filthy hands off of my daughter!
Order!
So you're saying you hold Sloan Carpenter responsible for this entire vendetta, as you call it?
Yes, absolutely. He did his so-called research. He jumped to his nasty little conclusions. And that piece of garbage that he called a book became a national bestseller at my expense. My reputation was ruined, and he loved it.
Why? Why would he want to destroy you? He is family, isn't he? His son is married to your daughter.
Yes. And it is because of his son that he did it. His son hates me. His son is jealous of me.
His son? Reverend Andrew Carpenter, rector of St. James Church, is jealous of you?
I know, it's awful, isn't it? But yes, he is jealous of my relationship with my daughter, the closeness that exists between Cassie and me. He is jealous, and he feels threatened, and he has even tried to turn her against me.
Ah, Vendetta Part 2. First the Army, and now the church.
That's right. I'm raving. I'm paranoid. That is what you would like the ladies and gentlemen of the jury to believe. I think the whole world is against me. Yes, everybody wants revenge.
Including you, Dorian? Didn't you try to get revenge on General Carpenter? Didn't you coerce an innocent student into lying about a false sexual harassment?
Totally inadmissible.
Yes, it's sustained. Strike that last question. Jury will disregard.
Okay, fine. We'll forget about your fighting back. But you did want just a little piece of revenge, didn't you, Dorian? So you plotted to bring him down.
A man like that, with his character, lack of it, had no business...
You were so desperate to cover your own crimes, Dorian.
What crimes?
So driven.
I did
so
not
blind.
do
So
anything.
unconcerned with the ramifications of what you were doing.
He was the one. He was the one who didn't care who he hurt.
Your daughter's health
his life,
was in jeopardy.
He is
What didn't she fall down the flight of stairs? Wasn't her baby. Her, at that point, unborn baby, eventually to die because of your selfish need for revenge.
Bastard!
Order.
Bastard!
Order. The witness.
How dare you say that?
The witness will remain seated.
How dare you say that?
Be seated. I'll have order in the court, or I will clear everyone.
Down now. Your Honor, I object to the way my client has been treated at the hands of the prosecution.
I said I wanted quiet in here, and that means everyone.
And what about the prosecutor, who is nothing but a puppet for Victoria Buchanan and her
Bailiff,
entire family?
restrain her.
Your Honor.
Restrain me, restrain you.
Dorian.
You are certainly not impartial. I am a vote getter to him. I'm a rich person that he can crucify because he wants to be the next governor of the state. Shut up. Sit.
Thank you, Miss Gannon. Prosecution may proceed.
Thank you, Your Honor. Mr. Lord, let's talk about the blackmail you claim you only paid
Please, how
because...
often do I have to keep repeating myself? I paid off that sniveling little liar because I was trying to keep my family's name from being dragged through the mud. I mean, you make it sound so simple, but I was not born rich. I was not born sucking on a silver spoon. I made my money.
Oh, the good old-fashioned way? By marrying Victor Lord for his money?
And what if I did? Which, of course, I did not. But even if I had... that is still not a crime.
Your Honor, my client's...
I mean, we are talking about real life here, aren't we? We are not talking about some fairy tale. It is time that we all grew up here. Victor Lord was not a Prince Charming, especially when it came to the bedroom. Monster? That's really too small a word for the horror that he was, and not just to me. He had an entire harem. If he was murdered, any one of them would have been justified and happy to have killed him. He was cruel, he was insatiable, and he had some very peculiar sexual appetites.
I can't listen to this.
What's the matter, Viki? Leaving so soon? I've only just started. You can't take the truth about your father damn you! Well, I am going to give you the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
Yeah, as long as I'm not listening to her, I'm all right. Just give me 5 minutes. I'll be fine.
Mr. Gannon, make your case and let's put the jury to work tonight.
Yes, sir.
Dorian, you calm down now.
I am calm.
Commissioner, not now.
Yes, Your Honor, but
Now.
can't you see she's upset?
Sir.
Miss Gannon, this is the last
Outside,
time.
I'll follow you.
Miss Gannon,
Yes, Your Honor, I heard you. My client is in the middle.
everyone can hear your client, Miss Gannon. Everyone can see your client.
You see, this is a lynching.
One more word from the witness and I will hold you in contempt.
I am in contempt. This trial is nothing but a mockery.
I will have no
Dorian.
hesitation in gagging you and removing you from the court.
Try it.
Mr. Gannon?
Yes, sir. Mrs. Lord, true or false?
What? Certain
pills in the midst of...
No.
And when he survived that...
It
not die, you went to his hospital. You snuck into his hospital room, took the pillow from under his head, and you smothered him, didn't you, Dorian?
I will petition.
Smothered him. The pillow with your hands, and you murdered Victor. You killed Victor Lord!
No! For God's sake! Cassie! Cassie!
Order. Bailiff.
Where's my daughter?
Standing by, will you please?
Oh, where is my baby? Where is my daughter?
Oh, there you are. Are you all right?
No, I'm fine, but someone said that my mother had a breakdown on the stand.
How is she?
Well, she's with the doctor right now. I'm sure Dorian would feel a lot better if her daughter would look in and say hello.
I don't know, Nora. I don't think my being here is doing my mother any good. When she started having trouble, was it for real?
Yes. She absolutely had no control. I mean,
That's her. That's the Black Widow's daughter.
How does it look to you?
No, you think
we're not gonna have any
My opinion's running real high for
How does she
conviction.
know your mother's a murderer?
What's your position on capital
Do you
punishment
think
now?
she's guilty?
They say your mama's gonna burn.
Just leave me alone. I want the leave me alone. They said after they took me out that you had some trouble on the stand.
Oh, what if I did? It was worth it. Because I got to see how much you really care. I always knew it, darling, that deep down in your heart that was how you felt. But, I mean, having you here in the courtroom today meant so much to me. You are going to come back in the court, aren't you? Honey, I know that they'll let you back in.
No, I don't think that's a good idea, Mother. I'm making things worse for you.
How can you say
No,
that?
I'm not helping you, Mother. If I hadn't been there today, then all this might not have happened, and your testimony, it might have gone just fine.
Oh, Cassie,
No, Mother, I'm not coming back, and that's why I'm here now.
No, Cassie. Please don't say that. Don't do this to me now. I need you, honey. Please. I can't get through this without you. You understand? I need you. I can't get through this alone. Not alone. Cassie, please. Please don't go. I'm begging you.
Mother.
Don't you abandon me now. Not you.
Mother, let me go. Trust me. I know what's best for both of us. This time I know.
Of course you do. You know best. I just wasn't thinking very clearly, that's all. Of course you know, you know. Sweetheart, I would like to ask one little favor.
What is it?
Would you say it? Please. Say that you know that I'm innocent. Please. Say it. Cassie.
I'm sorry.
No.
I wish I could, but I can't. I wish I could. I'm not gonna turn my back on you. I'll do whatever I can to help you. Please don't ask me to believe something that I can't.
Are you ready to go?
No. No, I'm gonna stay for the rest of the trial.
You're sure? All right, then. Honey, I want to meet you in the courtroom. There's something that I have to talk to your mother about. Alone.
To kick someone when they're down.
Dorian, that's
Reverend.
not why I'm
I
here.
don't need a sermon on the wages of my sins from you, if that's what you're here to.
Dorian.
Just leave, okay?
Dorian, no sermon, no lecture. I'm here to ask you a favor.
Oh, I'm in jail, awaiting the verdict in my murder trial, and you want something from me?
Not me. For your daughter.
What about Cassie? You know I would do anything for her.
Prove it. Help her. By helping yourself. Dorian, listen to me. No matter what happens next, I want you to try to handle it with calm and composure. I know that's not going to be easy, but if you love Cassie the way you say to do that, I know you can try to find the strength to handle the rest of this trial with dignity.
Oh, I get it. You think I was faking it on the stand? That it was all an act?
I know that it was real. I know why. The moment Cassie walked into that courtroom, you lost it.
It was all just so unfair. I got on that stand to tell my story, to speak the truth, and Hank Gannon just twisted my... You were there for most of it. You heard it.
I saw it. I'm not going to lie to you. From what I've heard, the jury's response to that breakdown, it was not positive.
There's still Nora's closing statement. She's a brilliant lawyer.
Dorian,
I'm counting on her.
Dorian, you've got to face the facts here. Now, you were the one that decided not to change your plea to guilty. You were the one that insisted on taking the stand, and now there is a very good chance that you are going to be convicted of murder in the first degree. Now, I am not talking about appeals here. I am not talking about legal maneuvers that could go on and on. I'm talking about what's going to happen next to Cassie. Dorian, you've got to find it in yourself to handle this trial with courage and with grace. Can you do that?
Yes, I think it is very, very possible that I may be convicted. And for Cassie's sake, I will try and be strong, but now I have something to ask of you. Whatever happens to me, I want you to promise that you'll take care of Cassie. I don't like you, Reverend. No, I don't. But you are my daughter's husband. And you better be good to her. Understand?
I understand. You have my promise.
You know, I really hope Mr. Gannon lets Dorian have it. I mean, after what she did to our grandfather, he ought to ask for the max.
Hello, you two.
Oh, Cassie, I'm very sorry that you heard that.
It's okay, Viki. Don't have any illusions left when it comes to my mother.
I know, but it can't be very easy to have to watch her go through it.
Are you sure you want to be here?
No. It's the last place I want to be, but she is my mother, and I have to stay.
Well, you are very brave.
We'll see you inside.
Yeah. She's right, you know that, don't you? I mean, honey, after everything your mother's put you through, it takes a lot of courage to be here.
Maybe I'm just too much of a coward to stay away.
You are no coward, Mrs. Carpenter. Now, you can take that from someone who knows, okay?
Good luck.
Dorian, if you don't think you can handle this, I can ask the judge for an adjournment.
No, it's fine. He wouldn't give you one anyway. No, I can handle it. Yes, I most certainly can handle it. And what about you? Have I used up all of my credit with you?
No, I think you got a little left.
I'm going to tell you a story. Now, this is not a happy little bedtime story. This is a dark one with all sorts of twists and turns. It's about a woman who thought she was above the rest of us. A woman who wanted wealth and privilege and power. A woman who would do anything to get it. And nobody could touch her. And for 18 long years, she was right. Nothing did touch her. But the bill has come due. And ladies and gentlemen, you are here, each and every one of you, on behalf of her victim, to collect what she owes. Now, you cannot give Victor Lord back his life, and you cannot undo the pain that she has caused and still causes his family. But you can and you must ensure that justice is finally done. Delayed, yes, but never too late. Never.
The lady's gonna fry.
You never know, my friend.
How's that?
Strange things have been known to happen.
I'm just going to talk to you about the burden of proof and how the Commonwealth has to prove beyond a reasonable doubt that Dorian Lord is guilty of murder. Sounds like a tall order, yes? But I think that we have seen and heard enough evidence in this trial to erase any doubt. Dorian Lord had the motive, the means, and the opportunity to murder her husband. So, let's talk about the motive. Victor Lord was a very rich man, and the defendant says she saved his life and eventually married him for love. But the victim's daughter, Victoria Lord Buchanan, has testified to a very different kind of a relationship. She saw Dorian make herself indispensable to Victor Lord long before he proposed. He was a weak man in body and in spirit, and Dr. Dorian Lord knew this. She knew that the heart attack he had suffered had taken its toll, and poor old Victor Lord wasn't long for this world. But, hey, why not marry him and wait for nature to run its course? I'll tell you why. Because she was worried that Victor Lord was going to change his will. That's why. And now what about the means? Well, the defendant was a doctor. She took control of Victor Lord's medication. She supervised his care. She knew exactly how much he could take and how little it would take to put him out of his misery. And that is just what she did. Which brings us to opportunity. Now, we've heard Nurse Ethel Crawford, an eyewitness, testified that she saw Dorian Lord place a pillow over Victor Lord's face and smother him to death. Well, no reasonable doubt there. She saw the defendant smother her own husband. The autopsy tells us that Victor Lord's nose was broken and that there were polyester fibers consistent with those from the hospital pillow found in his throat. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I am looking for reasonable doubt, but I can't seem to find any. Can you? The defense made much of Mr. Chapin, the family butler, who claimed that he saw a mysterious woman by the name of Irene Clayton running from the scene of the crime. But as we've all heard, Mr. Chapin's memory is not quite what it used to be. Time and age have taken their toll. These checks, written over 18 years for Nurse Ethel Crawford and signed by Dorian Lord. 18 years of a cover-up whose purpose was to protect the defendant's social position, her reputation, and her millions she inherited from the husband she killed with her own two hands. But there's more, ladies and gentlemen. The most dreadful and damning proof of all. Even after 18 years of blackmail and cover-up, the truth was getting out, and Dorian Lord had to destroy the last shred of evidence. Now, we've heard from Victoria Buchanan how she found the defendant in Victor Lord's crypt the night before the new autopsy was to take place. Dorian Lord used this tire iron to pry open the sarcophagus. And it is clear that if Victoria Buchanan hadn't arrived on the scene, the defendant would have used this can of caustic lye to destroy any trace of a struggle on Victor Lord's face. What kind of a woman would do such a thing? Well, I'll tell you. The same kind of a woman who would take a pillow in her hand, put it over her husband's mouth and nose, and hold it there, even as he struggled for life, until his struggle stopped, until everything stopped. Everything except her desperate need to cover up her crime. But she can no longer cover up her crime because the evidence is right here. And it is beyond any doubt that Dorian Lord murdered her husband in cold blood. The bill has come due, and it is up to you to make sure that she pays it.
Excuse me, Commissioner. You have a telephone call. It's urgent.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, as you've entered this building every day, I hope you notice the word carved above the doorway. It's a simple little word, but it's what holds this building up, this whole town, this whole society in which we live. That word is justice. But 18 years ago, Dorian Lord decided that that word just didn't matter. Now, I trust that you good people will think about that word above the door. And you will ask for justice. You will demand justice for such a crime. Justice can only mean life imprisonment or death. Thank you.
This has been a difficult and at times even wrenching experience for all of us. when emotions have overwhelmed us and unhappy events of the past have been forced to the surface again with all of their pain and confusions intact. But now, ladies and gentlemen, now it's time for you to put all of us aside. It's time for you, and only you, to take charge of this trial and decide the one thing that really matters. Do you believe that the charges against Dorian Lord are true? Beyond any reasonable doubt? Mr. Gannon has waved his hand and decreed that there are no doubts. But Mr. Gannon is not sitting in one of those 12 chairs. You are. Mr. Gannon doesn't have to pronounce a verdict and recommend punishment. You do. And Mr. Gannon can favor the blackmailer Ethel Crawford's testimony over that of the butler Lee Chapin's, and he can think of Dorian Lord as a black widow spider rather than a very bright and ambitious woman who has struggled all of her life to earn and deserve everything she has. In short, Mr. Gannon can tell you what he thinks, but no one can tell you what you think. All I ask is that you examine the facts as they have been placed before you in this court of law. The facts. Not the district attorney's big, fat fiction. And when you lay aside Mr. Gannon's theories and focus in on the evidence, or the lack of it, I know that you will not, you cannot, in good conscience, find Dorian Lord guilty of murder. Fact, Victor Lord died 18 years ago. Fact, there was no criminal investigation at that time. Fact, there was no reason to suspect foul play, or Victor Lord's family, already resenting Dorian Lord by their own admission, would have gone straight to the police. Fact, memories fade. Events become jumbled in the mind like a jigsaw puzzle with some of the pieces long lost under a sofa or an easy chair. And yet the prosecution asks you to accept on faith the vague memories of Nurse Ethel Crawford. Why? Fact. The prosecution's entire case rests solely on the testimony of Ethel Crawford, Victor Lord's nurse at the time of his death. Ethel Crawford, who, by her own admission, is a liar and a blackmailer. I don't have to throw doubt on her integrity. She's done that all by herself. And even if she were telling the truth, that she was in Victor Lord's hospital room that night, washing up in the bathroom, what exactly did she see? She claims to have seen my client smother Victor Lord with a pillow. She's certain of that. She's also certain that the room was dark. She's also certain that she saw the woman from the back. Well, I'm sorry, but how can you be certain that the woman you saw in the dark from the back was indeed the same woman who is sitting here in this courtroom now? Well, you know the answer to that. She can't be certain. It could have been some other woman. Reasonable doubt. What about that other woman? What about the woman seen by Lee Chapin, the trusted and loyal servant of Victor Lord and his family? And yet the prosecution asks, why should we accept an old man's memory of events over those of Ethel Crawford's? I'll tell you why. Because Lee Chapin has no reason to lie. He admitted he never liked the defendant. He didn't come here to help out Dorian Lord. He came here for the sake of that one word that Mr. Gannon keeps tossing around. justice. Because he remembers all too well that Irene Clayton and Victor Lord were lovers. Yes, Lee Chapin remembers that they quarreled shortly before Victor Lord was hospitalized. Lee Chapin remembers seeing Irene Clayton at the hospital the night that Victor Lord died, and he remembers seeing Irene Clayton rushing from the direction of Victor Lord's hospital room shortly before Ethel Crawford came out of that same room crying for help. That is a fact. That is a very important, critical fact. Because if Victor Lord was murdered the way the prosecution insists, then the murderer could have been Irene Clayton, not Dorian Lord. And if you believe that's a possibility, if you believe that is even remotely possible, as I do, then, ladies and gentlemen, you have reasonable doubt. And you cannot find Dorian Lord guilty. It's very impressive, isn't it, when he piled it all up like this? Very impressive. Look at it now. That's a house of cards. Because I have something else, very important fact that I want to tell you. If anyone but Dorian Lord had been accused of this crime, it would have been laughed right out of this court. But Dorian Lord was charged with murder. Which leads us to the real reason why she is standing here on trial tonight.
ABC.
Why is Dorian Lord on trial? Why has she been charged with a capital crime? It's not because of what she has or hasn't done. It's because of who she is. Dorian Lord's crime is not the murder of Victor Lord. Dorian Lord's crime is being the one woman in Llanview that everyone loves to hate. Well, she's arrogant. She's self-centered. She's ruthless. She's greedy. Everybody knows that, right? Oh, I've studied your faces during this whole trial. I have seen the way you look at the defendant. You don't like her very much. That's all right. I understand. I don't like her much myself. But her personality is not on trial. And her weaknesses and her flaws are not a crime. Ladies and gentlemen, you have been sworn to judge her by what she did, not who she is. And despite all the rumors and resentments that you have heard in this courtroom, there is reasonable doubt as to whether Dorian Lord committed any crime, much less first-degree murder. And if you believe that there is reasonable doubt as to whether she committed the crime with which she has been charged, then you must pronounce her not guilty and let her go free. That isn't mercy. That's justice. Thank you.
Great. Nora was brilliant.
Well, I wonder if Dorian appreciates that.
My own lawyer. I cannot believe the things you say about me.
Dorian, if I can get you an acquittal, I'm sure you'll thank me.
Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, before I give you your instructions, we'll take a short break. Court is in recess for 10 minutes.
All rise.
I get some fresh air.
Definitely.
Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, as you weigh the evidence, one question must be uppermost in your minds. Not would she do it or could she do it, but did she do it? Did Dorian Lord, on the night of the 16th of June, 1976, take a pillow and smother her husband, Victor Lord, to death? Now, if you believe there is reasonable doubt, well, you must return a verdict of not guilty. If, on the other hand, you believe she is responsible for Victor Lord's death, exhibiting an abandoned and malignant heart, and acting with malice aforethought, then you must find her guilty. Guilty of murder in the first degree. In our Commonwealth, the punishment for first-degree murder is lifetime imprisonment without parole, or death. Death by lethal injection.
All rise.
Well, what do you think? Be honest.
I never try to anticipate.
Your gut feeling. Tell me.
I don't know, Dorian. I don't know. Why don't you try and get some rest, all right? I know it's impossible, but it could be hours, even days.
If this jury finds you guilty of first-degree murder, they could sentence you to death. Plead guilty. Tell them yes, yes, you killed Victor Lord. Do it now. Do it now. Before the jury comes back and it's too late.
If I plead guilty, you're gonna believe that I am for the rest of your life.
We all know what happened to Victor Lord that night 18 years ago.
No, we do not know. Nobody knows what happened that night. And no, I will not plead guilty.
I'm David Vickers. I'm with the Sentinel.
A reporter. The jury is out. They're sequestered. My future, or lack of it, is in the jury's very capable hands. There is nothing that you or your paper could possibly print that can change that.
Well, I guess you're right. About the only thing that could possibly buy you some time now would be a hung jury.
A hung jury? Sorry, what was that? I need a telephone right now. My maid, Carlotta, she is going to come down to the intruder in about an hour with a package.
You want me to bribe a juror?
Just find a way to get the package to him. That's all, Dirk.
Dorian has asked you to do something that is highly illegal. If anyone finds out or mentions this to the police, you will be charged along with Dorian as accessory to the crime.
What's going on here?
Your maid never showed up with the cash.
You're not going anywhere with the money, Nora.
I really think you ought to reconsider.
What is it that you want? A bigger bonus? Fine, I'll pay it. I don't care. I don't care about anything. Except keeping that jury from coming back with a guilty verdict.
I know what I am doing, Claire.
Oh, you do you? But does Dorian know what you're doing, Nora?
I don't have to discuss that. I'm not going to discuss this with you.
This cash is going nowhere while I'm around, all right?
This is Dorian's money, right? His money's not going anywhere until the jury comes back with a verdict. Bribing a juror, Dorian? Where did we come up with a gem like this?
I'm sorry, I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, yes, you do. Just be glad that you have a smart lawyer. You just be glad that this time I stopped you.
They're in. The jury has a verdict.
I don't think it's a secret. I think Dorian killed Victor Lord, and I think she deserves to go to prison for it.
Well, are you ready?
Am I ready? I've been waiting 18 years to hear this verdict. I am ready.
No, wait a minute, Viki. There's something you need to hear. You have wrapped yourself in righteousness for so long, you honestly believe that everything you do is right, just. This trial is nothing but an orchestrated lynching. I'm innocent.
You know perfectly well that you were responsible for my father's death. And when that verdict is read in just a few short moments, those lies will finally be stripped away from you, and you will stand all alone with just the truth. I know what she did. She killed my father. And I think she deserves whatever punishment she gets.
Are you ready, Dorian? I'm going to be just fine.
Here we go. All rise. Oyez, the Court of Common Pleas for the City of Llanview, Lantano County is now in session. The Honorable Douglas Hawthorne presiding.
Be seated. I trust you've all had a pleasant day. And now, as to the business at hand, has the jury reached a verdict?
We have, Your Honor.
How do you find the defendant?
Your Honor, we, the jury, find the defendant, Dorian Kramer Lord,
Guilty of murder in the first degree.
Daughter is unwell. Would she please leave the courtroom?
Come on, Cassie, let's step outside, honey, just for a moment.
I'm all right.
In the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, when the charge is murder in the first degree and the verdict is guilty, it is incumbent upon the jury to determine the sentence. What has the jury determined?
The jury was unable to reach agreement on the sentence.
Very well, then. The jury will retire to the jury room there to deliberate as to the sentencing of Dorian Lord, whether it be a lifetime imprisonment or death by lethal injection. That is your duty, ladies and gentlemen. There are only two options. Choose one. Bailiff, you may escort the jury out. In the meantime, Dorian Lord will be returned to the Lantano County Jail to await sentencing. Court is adjourned.
All right.
It's all right. Really. It's going to be all right.
Dorian. It's time to go, sweetie. Dorian, please.
Cassie. Come on, honey.
Time to go. Dorian. Hang in there. Stay down.
Cassie? Cassie? Okay, sweetheart, sit down. Sit down, honey.
All right.
Sit down.
Okay.
Give me your car keys. I'm going
Here, go.
Mom, you okay?
It was the verdict I wanted to hear, but... Oh, my God. The cost is so great. Cassie. Oh, Cassie.
When you're obsession with your father, you wanted to hurt me. Well, you hurt. That's enough. Get around. I hope you're satisfied. Liar. Hypocrite. Liar.
Are you okay?
Yes.
Did she hurt you?
No, what she said.
What about Victor?
No, about Cassie. About hurting Cassie. I never wanted to hurt Cassie.
Cassie knows that. The person who's hurt Cassie the most is Dorian. That's why she attacked you.
I hope you're right. This is so awful. But I'll never have to tangle with Dorian again.
She'll be behind bars from now on.
Oh, God, and maybe my father can finally rest in peace. Thank God it's over.
Viki. Let's not hang around here.
No. Clint, thank you for everything.
Dorian, I'm sorry. I thought we really had a shot at it. I know that I did the best I could, and... Well, I think we should appeal. And I think that's the best thing to do. Dorian, are you all right?
Just leave me alone, Nora. Go home.
Dorian, please.
Go home, Nora. I shouldn't be here. And I wouldn't be here if it weren't for her.
Viki.
Yes, Viki. Thanks to Viki, I'm waiting to find out who else wants me dead. No, please, okay? I wanted to stay just a little while longer.
I'm not here to take your guest, ma'am.
No, what is it? What do you want?
I'm here to give you some news. The jury's reached a decision on your sentence.
You were right, you know.
About what?
I did it. I was the one who arranged for you to be forced to be my attorney. After you said that you would sell snow cones in hell before you would defend me.
I knew it. I suspected it. All right. How?
I always protect my sources.
Mother!
I did it because I wanted to have the best attorney. And that's what I got.
Well, despite everything, I don't think I lived up to that for you.
Who could? I mean, really, how could you possibly go up against the power and the influence of Victoria Buchanan? No, no, no. When faced with that, all you can do is put up a good fight. Ah, matron. So, how do I look?
Dynamite. I'm afraid we have to go now, Mrs. Lord. This way?
Yes. Don't worry, I'll be fine.
Oh, there you are. Thought you didn't get my message.
You know, I wasn't going to come. And then Jessica kept insisting that I go. And so what could I do?
I talked to Clint. He's going to go by and see her later.
Oh, that's good.
Dorian Lord!
We gotta get a statement.
Yes, Mrs. Lord, Mrs. Lord. Please. One statement, please.
We shouldn't have come this way.
Well, Viki, this must be a very special day for you. One you've been waiting for ever since your father told you that he loved me, and you started plotting your revenge.
That's nonsense, and you know it.
Oh, really? I know what I've done. Do you? And how will you feel when you see me taken away from my daughter for the last time?
Let's go inside.
Fine. Don't rush me.
Mrs. Buchanan! Mrs. Buchanan!
No question.
Mrs. Buchanan, you haven't given us a statement today.
You okay, Red?
No. No. How are you?
I'm nervous. I don't know why. I mean, I am.
Because we got the death penalty as a reality staring us right in the face.
You're scared.
You know, for her. For me, I'm responsible.
No, honey, come on. That's crazy.
No, it's not. You know, she's never wavered from her not guilty plea. Not once. I could have bought her a reduced charge. She could have been paroled.
Look, her stubbornness could be the end of her, honey.
I don't know if she did it. I really don't know. No, she would rather face this than go on record as a confessed killer. Not because she would be humiliated, but because Cassie would be humiliated. Never thought I'd say this about Dorian Lord, but what she's done is very unselfish. May God strike me dead.
No, let's just hope that he lets you off the hook, okay? Come on.
I gotta go in now.
You know, we can always look on the bright side.
Well, you found one?
Right after they read that sentence, we're gonna be back to normal, right?
Are we?
Come on. Oh, come on. Come on.
All rise. Oyez, oyez, the Court of Common Pleas for the City of Llanview, Lantano County is now in session. The Honorable Douglas Hawthorne presiding.
Be seated. Has the jury reached a decision on sentencing?
Your Honor, this jury has been unable to reach a decision on sentencing.
What's going on?
A hung jury.
What now? Nora, what does that mean?
It means that the judge will decide your sentence.
Bailiff.
Will the defendant please rise? In the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania,
It is the obligation of the jury, failing that the judge, to sentence a convicted murderer. Dorian Lord, almost 20 years ago, you murdered your husband. You have gone unpunished up till now. As a result of that murder, you have led a life of luxury and privilege unparalleled by most people in this Commonwealth. And you did it by using your dead husband's money. Murder is a particularly hideous crime. Murder for money, even worse. And now it is time for you to pay for your crime. It is my determination that you shall pay to the fullest extent of the law. To that end, I charge that you shall be taken from here and sent to the Statesville Correctional Facilities for Women, and there for murder in the first degree, to be put to death by lethal injection. And may God have mercy on your soul. Order. I want order in this courtroom. Let everybody be seated. Order.
Sloan. Oh, poor Cassie.
Okay, you're okay. You're okay? I mean, Cassie will be fine. Andrew's got her. Are you okay?
This trial is now concluded. The sheriff will take the prisoner back to her cell, from which she will be taken to the Statesville Correctional Facility, there to await execution. Court is dismissed.
All rise.
This is not over, Dorian. I mean it. This is not the end. We will appeal, and this sentence will be overturned. Do you understand? I mean it. You are not gonna die.
No.
Never in a million years did I think she'd get the death penalty, I swear to you.
Neither did I.
Listen, Mom. I think you want to get out that side door, and I think you want to do it as soon as you can. Press is going to finish calling in their story, and they're going to start looking for interviews. There are a million of them out there.
I think we're going to go up to Beau's office and wait up there until things quiet down.
That's a good idea.
Yeah.
Kevin, come with us.
No, that's okay. I'm all right. You go, all right?
Sure.
Take care of yourself, all right?
Bye, darling. See you later.
This way.
Well, look who's here. You must be delighted, Viki. You've always wanted to see me dead. Now you've got the state doing your dirty work for you, and you've ruined my daughter's life in the bargain. Congratulations.
Dorian, I swear to you, I never wished for the death penalty.
Oh, I'm sure. Now, Viki Buchanan has been pulling the strings of this puppet show of a trial right from the beginning. At the end, I will walk out on my own.
Excuse me? I'm David Vickers with the Daily Sentinel in Center City. Can you tell me who I would talk to get an interview with Ms. Lord now that she's being transferred?
I'm sorry, I wouldn't know.
Hey, fella. Why don't you crawl back into your hole?
Excuse me?
You tabloid guys, you make me sick, you know that? Do you have any idea what you're doing to my mother? No. Why don't you just leave people alone, all right? This circus is over.
Not necessarily.
Yes, sir.
Andrew, how's Cassie? Cassie.
Listen to me. I swear to you that never in a million years did I think the court was going to sentence her to die. I never wanted that. I swear to you, I never wanted that.
Then what did you want, Viki?
What did I want?
I'm not gonna let them execute me. No. I'm going to do something.
Dorian, I have something to offer you. It's something that means a great deal to me. Once you see it, it's going to mean even more to you.
You could be my only chance.
Dorian, don't get your hopes up.
Hey, what have I got to lose?
Tell me something. When my mother is a distant memory to you and everybody else who hates her, when she's totally and completely out of sight, locked up on death row for years, fighting one appeal after the other, with no one caring, or when the state gives her injection and puts her into the ground, will you be sorry for her then? Or will you still hate her? Will you think about how she died? Will you think about her at all?
Well, let's hope. I think it should work out. Let's hope. Yes, hi, David Vickers, room 825. Well, I'm fine. How are you? Great. Listen, I need a car in about, an hour, let's say. 1177 Regency Drive. That's right, the Lord House. I'm going to Landfair.
Did they say who my visitor was? Oh, well, who's left? Oh, maybe it's my daughter, Cassie. What do you want?
I want to talk to you.
And what makes you think I want to talk to you?
I have something I want to say to you, Dorian.
I have heard everything from you I ever want to hear, Viki. I have heard enough from you to last me a lifetime.
Look, Dorian.
Look. You look, Viki. At me. Look at me. Good. Now look around you. What is there left that you could possibly say to me?
I'm here to help.
What?
I want to help you.
You want to help me?
Yes, Dorian, that is why I came here, because I want to help you. But you have to help me first. I'm serious, Dorian.
Oh, yes, I know you are. Well, Viki, I don't think I need any more of your help. I think you've helped quite enough already.
This could really be something that was quite important for you, you know that?
You're dangling a carrot. Oh, my. You need something from me, don't you? Oh, well, why not hear you out before I say no? How rude of me. Yes, grabbing at my little pleasures. Wherever I find them. Please, go ahead.
I came here to help both of us. Dorian, I never wanted this for you.
Oh, you didn't? My, so your relentless, vicious pursuit was all a mistake? I'm here on death row because of some terrible misunderstanding? Oh, dear. Why, you've probably lost an hour or two of sleep over this. You poor thing. What can I do to help?
I never expected them to give you the death penalty. Never.
No, you didn't. Oh, well, life is full of surprises.
Dorian, I'm willing to do whatever I can, everything that I can, to ensure that this decision is overturned. I will do anything. I will go talk to the governor personally, and I will plead your case.
Well, I'm not going to try to pretend that I'm not vaguely interested in a sort of abstract manner. So what is the price of this little political tete-a-tete? What do you want? Surely it isn't money.
I want you to accept the guilt. I want you to say out loud to me that you did it. And then we can move on to the next step. Admit that you murdered my father. It won't leave this room. But then we will both have what we want. You say that you were responsible. Because that is what I need. And that is all I want from you.
How dare you? How dare you, after everything that I have been through, after everything that you have put me through? You have taken everything in this world that I care about. My name, my family, my freedom. Why not my life? You tore me apart, and you paraded the pieces, and yet you sit there like Daddy's self-righteous little girl, offering a twig for the Black Widow to grab. A deal? Ha! You will save my life in exchange for a false confession so that you can believe that it was justice that you were after and not revenge. How dare you?
It is justice, Dorian, because you did it.
Not guilty. I am not guilty, and I will never confess to the murder of Victor Lord. I will die with the truth on my lips. And I will die, Viki, thanks to you. When that happens, how will you feel?
All I am asking you to do is accept the responsibility, Dorian.
Guilty. That's what you're feeling right now. That's why you're here. You can't bear the thought of what you have done to me. That's why you need me to say that you were right in exchange for your pardon. Well, I'm sorry, Viki. I am not going to do that for you. No, you can just spend the rest of your life, night after night. Let's see how much sleep you get when you murder me. I hope that this conversation haunts you forever. Because you see, now you will be the murderer, and you will have to live with that.
No. You were found guilty by a judge. Jury, Dorian, I don't know how you can sit there and deny what you
please,
did.
I did not murder your father. It was lies, all lies, and you know it.
You took a pillow and you put it over his head and you smothered him. You killed him.
Believe whatever it is that you need to believe, Viki, for your fragile peace of mind.
No! You smothered him to death. And you still sit there, and there is no remorse, and there is no conscience, and there is not even a hint of regret in you. For God's sake, Dorian, for your own sake, confess it. You have the chance now. Do it. There is time. Damn you! I am trying to help you. While I can, let me help you. Dorian, for the very last time.
That's right, for the very last time. There is nothing that I need to say, nothing that I need to confess, because I did not murder Victor. Vicky, remember that. Remember that I said that to you. Remember the look in my eyes when I said that to you. Now go away.
You are throwing away the only chance you have.
Sorry. You made your choices. Now you live with them. Go away, Vicky.
Why won't you let me help you, Dorian?
Because I don't need your help. I am going to have my justice, because I promise you, Vicky, wherever I end up, I will be watching you night after sleepless night. And it will be sweet. So go home. Guard?
I feel so sorry for you.
Feel sorry someplace else. Guard, my guest is going.
I mean it. I just feel sorry for you.
Well, if I were you, Vicky, I would start feeling sorry for myself.
Dorian didn't kill Victor Lord. She's innocent. She is completely innocent. And I can prove it. It wasn't Dorian Lord at all. Irene murdered your father. Vicky, I kept silent because I was hoping against hope that I wouldn't have to say anything. If Dorian was acquitted, why would the world have to know that Irene was a murderer?
Is that the scam? The Irene story that the old butler told? The jury didn't go for it, neither do we.
It would have caused a lot of pain if that was brought out. So I didn't. Now I have to.
What in the world are you talking about now? Irene was my roommate. She had an affair with my father, and she was Tina's mother. That is now public knowledge. But Irene is dead, so who would be hurt?
I would be.
Why?
Because she was my mother. This was your father's and my father's ring. My mother was Irene Clayton. My father was Victor Lord.
I want you to tell me how you can be so absolutely sure that Dorian didn't murder my father, that Irene did.
Because I was there.
He's your son.
Oh. He's just another one of your little bastards. You're nothing but a whore. Always were, always will be.
She was furious. She took a pillow, crushed it down on his face, and killed him. Then all of a sudden, Irene came running out of the room. She grabbed my hand and said we had to hurry. Vicky, this is a letter that Irene wrote just before she died.
I committed a terrible crime. And because of that, your one chance to know your true heritage was lost forever. Oh my God, what if I had Dorian convicted for a crime that she didn't commit?
Sweetheart, things have a way of turning around when you least expect them to.
I'm taking this evidence with me to the police, with or without you, Vicky.
I'm going to give you the chance to walk away from this, David. You go away now, and I will forget that I ever met you. I'll forget the stories and the letters. But if you stay, and if you continue to pursue this mission of yours, and if I find out that it is a lie, that you are a lie, you will wish you had never come here.
How much is Dorian paying you to stage this little charade to get her out of prison?
David Vickers. I know. He came to see me here at Statesville. Believe me, Nora, I was going to tell you about him, but...
How can you possibly keep something like this from me?
Look at the way you're reacting. That's why I didn't tell you about him. I knew that you and Viki and everybody else would just assume that the two of us were in cahoots.
Well, aren't you? The truth, Dorian. What exactly are you and David Vickers up to?
I'll tell you what. We'll go down to police headquarters together. And then when the commissioner verifies that my documents are genuine, maybe then you'll have an easier time accepting that I'm telling the truth and that Dorian is innocent of murder.
All right, David. You're on.
All right.
David Vickers showed me his evidence. Irene's diary, letters. They prove that Irene and Victor were fighting. They prove that Irene was in the hospital that night. She had motive, she had opportunity.
But the most important entry here, the last one, the one where she seems to confess to the murder, it's barely legible.
She was dying. Her hand was trembling.
Look, I'm not dismissing your evidence. I'm just saying that it is not conclusive. Now, I need proof beyond a shadow of a doubt.
We've got to push harder, Dorian. But it's a risk.
Do it.
But if you were after more than revenge, if you truly wanted justice for your father, our father, then you'll come with me tomorrow to Hank Gannon's office and ask him to reopen the case against Dorian. What's it going to be, Viki? Revenge or justice?
Hello, Dorian.
Take me back to my cell.
Dorian, please.
Viki, I've been sentenced to die by lethal injection. Don't you think that's a grim enough prospect without having to suffer through these chronic visits from you where you tell me that I have to confess to something I did not do?
Would you listen to me just for a moment, please?
No. Thank you.
Dorian, please. I'm not here to pressure you about that. Quite the opposite, in fact.
What?
Dorian, I came here for just one reason. I want to look into your eyes and I want to hear you swear to me that you did not kill my father.
Forgive me for not falling to my knees in gratitude for this chance to profess my innocence. But I know you, Viki. I know that your missions of mercy always have a catch.
No, Dorian,
The last time you dropped by, you wanted me to plead guilty, in exchange for which you gave me your heartfelt promise that you would go to the governor and get him to reduce my sentence.
Which I would have done.
And now, you want me to say that I'm not guilty. Forgive me, what's the gimmick this time?
I'm not asking you to prove your innocence. I am asking you to help me believe it.
Oh, really?
Dorian, the last time I visited you, you swore to me that you didn't kill my father. You said that you would go to your grave knowing that that was the truth and that you had told the truth about it. Is it the truth?
You're going to believe whatever you want to believe.
No, I want to believe what is so. Please tell me. On your soul, Dorian. On Cassie's soul. On the soul of everyone that you hold dear. Is it the truth?
Something's happened to you. What is it?
I don't know what you mean.
There's something different about you, Viki. I can see it in your eyes. It's almost as if you actually believe that I'm telling the truth. Why?
Some new information has come to light.
About me?
No. No, actually, it's about Irene Clayton. It's evidence that supports Chapin's testimony that Irene was in the hospital the night that Father died. Supports it rather substantially.
How substantially?
Enough to raise a reasonable doubt about you being the only possible suspect in the murder.
So you're saying you've come across something that implicates Irene?
Yes.
Have you gone to Hank Gannon with it?
Dorian...
Have you gone to the police with it? Because I'm having a very hard time imagining that you would do anything with this kind of evidence except bury it. After all, your sole reason for existence these past few months has been to see me locked up in here.
Dorian, I only want justice, not revenge. I have always wanted justice. You must believe that.
Why should I?
Because I have gone to the authorities with this. I've taken it to the police, to Beau, and I won't stop there. Dorian, if you will swear to me on everything that is holy, that you are innocent, I will go to Hank Gannon and I will insist that he reopen your case based on this new evidence, just as I went to him with the evidence that convinced me that you had killed my father. I will do everything I can for you if you are really innocent. Are you?
Viki, I swear to you, on my life, on my very soul, I did not kill Victor. I did not kill Victor. Is that what you wanted? A glimpse into my soul? Take a long, hard look. I am no murderer.
God forgive me if I'm wrong. But I'm going to trust you.
I'm telling the truth.
Then I will do everything I can to help you, Dorian.
Who'd have thought that I would be on death row, thanking the very woman responsible for putting me here? But life is full of surprises. Viki, I am very grateful.
As I said, Dorian, I am only interested in justice. Goodbye. And so I have to admit that there is a very real possibility that Irene was the killer.
Well, the question is, what are you going to do about it?
There is only one thing I can do. Despite my personal feelings for Dorian, I cannot let her sit on death row one more second if she's innocent. So I am going to go to see Hank Gannon with you. Because, God help me, I think the case has to be reopened. He's brought me evidence, very powerful evidence, that Irene Clayton and not Dorian Lord killed my father. Dorian may very well be innocent after all.
I've just come from Judge Hawthorne's chambers. He's made a decision about your verdict. He's agreed.
I'm going to get a new trial. I knew it. I'm going to get a new trial.
No, Dorian, no. There's not going to be a new trial.
Why not? Nora, why can't I have a new trial?
There's not going to be a new trial. Not for you.
I only came here because an innocent life was at stake. Now, once Dorian is set free, I intend to move on.
Hi. Couldn't help but overhear what you just said, Mr. Vickers, and it sounds like you meant it. Dorian's released, then you're out of here?
Absolutely.
Well, then I guess you just better start packing. Because the district attorney just dropped all charges against Dorian after Judge Hawthorne granted her a new trial.
Dorian is free?
As a bird. Thanks to you.
Hank doesn't want a new trial. He's got a signed confession from Irene Clayton in her diary, and he's lost his eyewitness.
What do you mean? Has Ethel Crawford taken back her statement against me?
No, Dorian, Ethel Crawford is dead. She died of a heart attack 3 weeks ago. So with no eyewitness and all this new evidence, the DA has declined to open up the case and start a retrial.
Does this mean what I think it means?
Well, your conviction has been rescinded. All you have to do is sign these papers, and you're free to go. Dorian, you're a free woman.
Down the corridor is the door to the death chamber. The first time they brought me to this visiting room, one of the guards pointed it out. And I started shaking. She laughed at me. So later, at night in my cell, when it was dark, I started practicing in my mind. How was I going to be able to take that long walk when the day came? Without shaking, without shedding a tear, and without betraying a single emotion.
You don't have to take that walk now.
Yeah. So let's see. That way was the death chamber, and this door, the one you came through, it's freedom.
That's wide open.
Thanks to you.
No, not just thanks to me. There are a lot of people you gotta thank. There's a lot of people you owe. Like Viki. Dorian? Did you hear me?
Yeah. I owe Viki a great deal.
Oh, Mamma Mia, check this out. Wow.
Good evening, Viki. Happy Independence Day.
I had no idea it would happen so soon.
Nora was right on top of things. As soon as the charges against me were dropped, I was a free woman.
And you came here first then?
Yes, because as a free woman, you were the first person that I wanted to see. I want everyone, your family, your friends, to know how I feel. I want them to hear every word I have to say. Against me have been dropped. No one is now claiming that I murdered Victor Lord.
Mommy, you came. Oh, yeah. Shh, be quiet.
Because new evidence has recently been brought to light. Evidence that implicates someone else in Victor's murder. Irene Clayton. And so the district attorney has decided not to reopen proceedings against me. And now, I have one woman to thank for everything that happened. Yes, a woman who I want to take the opportunity tonight to thank from the bottom of my heart. A woman whose passion for justice we have all long marveled at. To you, Viki.
Dorian, there is no need for this.
Oh, but there is. I am in your debt. Thank you and bless you.
I only did what I had to, Dorian. I did what I thought was right.
I know that now. And I must admit there were hard feelings for a while, since it was you single-handedly who set this whole trial in motion. I might have died. In fact, for a while, I almost did, in a sense, because I lost the love and the support of my only daughter. But you were only doing what you thought was right. I know that now. And I am willing to let bygones be bygones if you are.
Yes. All right, I'll certainly do my best.
That's all I ask.
Well, I see someone who really deserves your thanks, Dorian. I'm sure you'll want to say something to the man who was truly responsible for your release. David Vickers. I am sure that you would want to thank him, wouldn't you?
Well, of course I want to thank David. I need to thank him. This young man sacrificed his mother's fine reputation to free me. He is Irene Clayton's son. I'm eternally grateful to you. You discovered the proof of my innocence and brought the evidence to light. How can I ever possibly repay you?
I'm not looking for thanks, Mrs. Lord.
Be that as it may, I know that your father, Victor Lord, would be very proud of you. As for you, Tina, welcome home. So how does it feel after all these years to suddenly discover that you have a brother as charming and handsome as David?
Well, to tell you the truth, it's a little hard to take all of this in.
I think we all need time to sort out the pieces, the true from the false, to decide about Irene's guilt and David's background. There are still a lot of questions.
Really? I'm not sure I see any. Well, this night has been just a bit overwhelming. I hope you'll excuse me. It's been wonderful, absolutely wonderful, but I am exhausted. The mere thought of my own home, my own bed, After all those months of paper-thin mattresses, clammy cement walls, a toilet sitting right there in the middle of the room where anybody could be, well, you can imagine. However, one does learn from experiences like that. And one can go home again. One really can, Viki. Freedom. Cherish it. I know I will. Cherish it.
Like she says, she's a whole new woman.
Isn't it amazing what a great hairdresser, makeup artist, and manicurist can do? Except around the eyes. Yes, you can see it. Right there in the eyes. 3 months in prison. No freedom, no control. The humiliation. The dank walls. The sounds. The dreams. I won't forget it. No. Not one vile, repulsive, insufferable moment. You did it, Viki. And I won't forget.